Microphone, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I appear before you today as a newly appointed chairperson of the Self-Determination for Gibraltar Group. I thank you for the opportunity afforded to me to address you all. I will be as brief as is required. I am the representative of a group which drives a push for self-determination across the community of Gibraltar. But I am also part of the voice of the young generations of Gibraltarians. To those of you who were once colonized, many of you, I ask for your support in recognizing that we, part of the family of peoples of non-self-governing territories, have the inalienable right to self-determination. Gibraltar is one of the smallest remaining territories pending delisting. Our case is irrefutable and long overdue. Why? Well, because the people of Gibraltar have been born, have lived and have died in our land for 310 years, longer than peoples in the United States of America, Australia, and many other countries which sit here today. The people of Gibraltar have struggled over all these years to build a community, a very small nation with a degree of maximum self-government which may be as close to being non-colonial as possible, to such extent that with the 2006 Constitution, Gibraltar has self-government principles which exceed, for example, what the people of Scotland have now. So, I have asked myself, why am I here? Regrettably, it is because of the outdated position the Kingdom of Spain adopts towards Gibraltar. For over 50 years, mostly before I was even born, the three parties to this so-called dispute have made representations to you. I, along with many other young Gibraltarians, watched and listened to this long-running debate. We asked ourselves how it is that the position of successive Spanish government has not changed in all this time. We also ask, however, whether we can trust the United Nations. How is it that a Spain that has painfully developed into a democracy, that has joined us in the European Union and that belongs to NATO, still places restoration of national pride, mere symbolism, before its credentials as a modern, progressive and democratic nation? Why is it that the Kingdom of Spain will not acknowledge that we do have a separate voice and status? The Spanish government's claim over Gibraltar, based on the Treaty of Utrecht, the validity of which they are not even brave enough to test in the International Courts of Justice, is archaic and out of touch with modern human rights. Why should the Spanish people, particularly those 10,000 or more Spanish workers who work in Gibraltar, and we, the Gibraltarians, have our lives disrupted with renewed restrictions at the land frontier where the EU principles of freedom of movement should apply? The government of Spain punishes its own people with restrictions and delays that the EU itself has considered unjustified and disproportionate. Mr. Chairman, we provide a living for a huge number of Spanish workers and could provide even more if Spain did not use the frontier as an oppressive tool. Generations of Gibraltarians keep asking all these questions, and we will keep asking them, because the people of Gibraltar, a resolute and tenacious people, will never surrender in our resolve to finally exercise our rights and justify the sacrifices of our forefathers, nor will our children or our children's children. We will continue to appear before you and insist for our rights to be respected, no matter how long it takes. We're not secessionists. We're not a people. We are a people specifically listed as colonial. We have nevertheless proudly achieved, after many struggles and arguments, a partnership with the United Kingdom based on respect and recognition for our right to decide our future. But the Kingdom of Spain continues to oppress us in a manner which does not befit a country that is seeking a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. All we ask is to be recognized as a people with the right to decide our own future for ourselves. We're integrated within the EU, to which both the UK and Spain belong. It is a union where national sovereignties have progressively been diluted for more than 30 years. It is therefore simply defies all logic that a sovereignty claim might be used as a reason to deny us our right to self-determination. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. In thanking you, however, I ask you all to exercise your best efforts to help resolve an issue that can no longer conceivably carry any legal, rational, nor democratically acceptable justification. The rights of a peaceful and long-established people, however small, should be fully respected and recognized.
I thank Mr. Buttigieg for the information he has furnished to the committee. Does any member wish to put any question to Mr. Buttigieg? If not, I thank Mr. Buttigieg and he may now withdraw. Distinguished delegates, we will now